All right, welcome to Rock Vegas, everybody. This is Glen Rockney. I'm back with Man Fallon. I called you Man Fallon at first. Matt Fallon. Appreciate you guys tuning in last time for the Austin Gale interview. Matt Fallon and I are going to do a mock draft. Mock draft simulator today. Similar to what I did last time, but I think we're definitely gonna go over each pick a lot more than I did. We'll probably have some debates on who we should take at the spot. Could be fun. But what's this beer chugging thing, Matt? What's this all about?
Oh man, don't get. I don't know, man. If I'm 50 years old and I'm on Twitter chugging beer and like making fun of people, please just call help.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say about it.
Yeah,
dude. I'm like, these guys are on here, like it's like there's some cool guys on there that do that, and I'm like whatever. It's like, dude, also like, why are you chugging like a $6 IPA, dude? Like that, I'm gonna sip that and enjoy it. Like, Also, like, I'm more of a seltzer guy, so I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
I'm messing. When I do like shotgunning or something, like I'm gonna shotgun like a Bud Light or a seltzer. Like I'm not gonna like shotgun a Voodoo Ranger.
No,
it just doesn't make any sense.
Damn hoptologist bomber. Yeah, just. But
yeah, also like I like to be able to like wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Not like, I'm watching the Giants game right now, and there's been 4 fly balls that have looked like home runs off the bat, and they go like 25 feet in front of the warning track. There's nobody can hit home runs in that stadium, man.
Cardboard bat. But,
yeah.
The Raiders did end up signing Karl Joseph. I talked about it last time on the last episode. They bring back Karl Joseph, which like I could have told you, like no one ever comes back when they leave the Raiders usually. Like, so that's kind of weird. I
think it's like the second time ever, like in the last like 10 years.
And not a first rounder either. It's usually like some guy that's like a mid-round pick that, let's bring him back,
Yeah, it's like the second Raiders first rounder to ever come back for a second stint. I can't remember who the first guy was, but Dubois posted it. It was like,
so it wouldn't be Gallery. I don't think Gallery came back.
No, but it was like somebody in the 70s or 80s. I can't remember who. Yeah, it's like the second time ever like a first rounder came back. Which I mean, Joseph is like, he's not like somebody like one of the like Raider blogs posted and was like, do you think that this affects their draft at all? Like, no, like no, it's the same reason that like, signing Quentin Jefferson doesn't eliminate you from taking a defensive tackle. Like, people, they don't realize what free agency is. We talked about this before. It's like, you're not getting 12 starters in free agency. You're hoping you get like 2 and 4 to 5 depth guys. And then like 4 guys won't make the team. Like last year, Randall and Prince Mukamara, like they didn't even make the team. So like, you're not signing 11 starters on free agency. It's just not possible.
I'm wondering. The thing I found interesting, because I actually like Karl Joseph. I think he's just an average safety. I think he's just like a league average. Safety's different because of what they're asked to do. So I think about what he's asked to do. I think he's very average at it, which average is good for what the Raiders have had in the secondary.
I was about to say,
yeah, average.
You know what? He's not white. I mean,
exactly. No, he's absolutely not. And what I found interesting about the signing is that, like, who wanted it? Do you think it was Gus Bradley? Because I know that John Gruden likes to hand the keys over to the D coordinator, but I don't know. Like, I doubt Gruden's like, let's get this guy back that we didn't re-sign. I don't think that was what Gruden think. I'm wondering if Bradley's like, hey, that guy you used to have is fucking good. Let me get him back.
Well, I think Tafur's been saying one thing too is I'll say is Vinny told us we'd get a safety. It's just about 6 weeks later.
Right.
Vic has been saying the whole time that the Raiders didn't like the prices of like the high, like, they weren't interested in Rayshawn Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked him. I remember talking about him and I'm like, oh, that's going to be a sleeper pickup. And then he ended up signing like the highest safety contract on the market.
Jacksonville, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And he signed a bigger contract than like Anthony Harris did.
Way bigger.
So, which is crazy to me, but like, because that was like my sleeper guy. But I think that they had an idea of what they wanted to do. And like, it's not exactly the way I would do it, but like tackle, like offensive tackle and safety are the 2 deepest positions in the draft. Not the best, but the deepest in my opinion. Like you have, and corner. I like all 3 of those position groups in the draft. It's all 3 where I'm like in the second round, you can get a guy that's a starter day 1. So I think like the idea is that you get a like Joseph and he can play, not well, but he could play both positions. they really need to play him at free safety. That's where he should play.
Well, he will. He will.
But he will. But he's also like, even if they draft one, then he's like a legitimate veteran presence behind Abram at strong safety.
Yeah, maybe you don't have to start the 3rd round pick that you use on safety. Like maybe you don't have to start him now because you have Karl Joseph, who is a starter in the league. Like it can
and that's
start.
what good teams do.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that's the thing the Raiders have failed to do the last. People always wonder like why the Raiders picks bust out and why they play well when they leave, right? Well, that's because the Raiders start a guy day one. So when he has 2 bad years, it's like, okay, then now the fans want him out. And then when he plays good somewhere else, it's, I told you he was good. No, you didn't. You wanted him out because he played bad for the first 2 years. Well, most guys don't, like, good teams don't bring in 7 guys from the draft to start them. Like, that's just not what they do.
Right.
So, like, the Raiders, like, that one year they drafted Crosby and all that, fans were like, well, you know what? They had the most snaps by rookies, like, and this and that, and, like, the most tackles by rookies, and, like, that's a good class. That doesn't mean that. Like, that just means that you're throwing guys in a bad position. Like, Crosby, right? Like I like Crosby, but he really should have been a rotational guy his first year. But no, he's your starter, and he played well. Then his second year, he didn't play as good because people knew he was a decent player, but like he shouldn't be a 4-down guy, or a 3-down guy.
I agree,
and that's just the way it is. It's just like, and the Raiders have done that for decades, and they bring these guys to put them in bad spots. So it's like you said, if Joseph can start 1 year, he's your stopgap. They just have failed to realize that that's what people do.
Yeah, and sometimes you might have 3 safeties on the field. That's what people don't realize. Like anytime you have a position where multiple guys play on the field at the same time, like corner, right, wide receiver, and safety, get a lot of them. Get a lot of them. Like get your draft pick. Maybe you find Richie Grant, Jamar Johnson. There's guys there, but maybe don't just put all your eggs in like you said, your draft pick starting.
Yeah, and you don't want to have like okay, for example, like Green Bay or like Seattle, right? Those teams, like, they haven't been traditionally very good at drafting. Like Green Bay's been very good, but like Seattle hasn't been traditionally very good at drafting the past couple years. Like they've actually been one of the worst.
Yeah.
But what they've always had like decent veteran presence, and they bring in these guys and they don't play all the snaps, and then you got, like, on the other hand, you got the Raiders and teams that are bad. Jacksonville this year, they're going to start like 9 draft picks. Like you don't want that. You want to be able to like come in with like 1 or 2 holes. Unfortunately, the Raiders still have 5 or 6 holes on the roster where you're probably going to see 3 or 4 rookies in the lineup right away.
Yeah. Well, that's why
I don't want to, but that's what's going to happen. So
yeah, well, that's why we're going to do a mock draft here, and that's why I think you and I probably won't even agree on half the picks, because you could say they're needs, right? But then you're like, but what about this need? What about that need? And I'm like, well, they have a bunch of needs, so like it's So let's jump in.
These mock drafts are kind of funny because it like most of the time like the same 4 or 5 guys are available.
Oh yeah.
But then like every once in a while you're like at pick 17 and it's like it'll say like Justin Fields, like,
Jamin Davis has been on every one of my mock drafts. I think like I love him. Like I think he's really good, but I probably wouldn't have taken him every time. He's just always available.
yeah. And then like I always end up on the Clemson wide receiver.
Cornell Powell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'm a big Cornell Powell round 7 drafter myself. Yeah. But so what we're gonna do, this is gonna be our rules. I finally found a way to make the PFF simulator not like weird to where like I did it last time on the show and like Mac Jones was available at 17. I'm like, well, that's not gonna happen, So either way, and but with this, I put the speed high. Obviously, you don't want to take time in between picks. I think you're a serial killer if you want to put it on slow for speed in between. And then care for positional value, we'll leave that in the middle. Randomness, you get it down to less, not all the way down, down to less, because that way you can have somebody sleep. You don't want your randomness high, because that's like you said, you can end up with JC Horn and guys like that, like or Patrick Surtain at 17 that we don't expect. Draft for needs in the middle, and then public versus PFF board, going way towards the public, because that's how you actually get a somewhat more realistic draft haul. So we're picking with the Raiders. We're going to enter the draft now. We're in the war room. So what did we decide last time? I'm Gruden and you're Mayock. Is that what we decided, or was it the other way?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Because I think it's one of those things, dude, like where like, you could definitely see where like the Gruden stuff comes in. It's like one in every 5 moves where it's like just Gruden. Have you noticed that?
Oh yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. These both seem like maybe Gruden and Mayock had a conversation. Then all of a sudden it's like Kenyon Drake, 11 million. Easy. Like, you know, Gruden woke up. It's like, I think in this case we'll call you Gruden. It's your show.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, exactly. So I guess I can override you, but I don't want to. We're setting the tone for like we want actual good cooperation on this draft. So let's start the draft. Let's get to the 17 here. Okay, good. At least a couple guys are already off. So good. This is actually a really good haul. I mean, it sucks, but I like that it's actually not a no-brainer for us here.
I gotta zoom in on it. Hang on.
Okay.
Barmore, Morig,
Bateman, JOK, Newsome, Kwity Paye. What about the trade? Let's see what we can get a trade. The Giants look like they want to trade with us.
Do they tell you what they're offering, or?
Well, no. So I have to. So their next pick is until 42. I don't want to trade out of the first round.
Nah, we wouldn't trade. They picked at 11 already. So realistically, they wouldn't even want to be doing that.
And I would want your whole draft if that's happening.
So Barmore, I don't like.
No, I'm not.
I used to, and I like Morig, but I like the second round safeties.
Yeah.
Bateman just seems like overkill. So scroll down.
I'm kind of right here. I'm right here. I'm right here. Okay, so okay. I'm gonna make the case for Paye here, and you make the case for Newsome, and we're gonna try to get in between these two guys. Okay, so Kwity Paye. I'm a Kwity Paye guy. I think he's really good. I think he's like an exceptional athlete. For everything you hear about Jason Owe, athletically, Kwity Paye has the better tape and is like a fraction less athletic than Jason Owe. I think he's a high upside guy. I think he plays really well in the run game, and he's like really, really tough to block. He could use his hands a little bit more at getting to the next level, but I think that's a prospect you bet on, and I think the edge class kind of takes a shit after the first and second round. So I do kind of like securing an edge early. But go ahead, tell me on Newsome.
Yeah. So okay. With Yannick and the two young guys, Crosby and Farrell, in there. And we've like invested pretty much our whole offseason has been invested in the defensive line. Like I think that Paye is a good option just because of the talent there. I think Newsome fits Bradley's scheme perfect, and I think Bradley's going to pound the table for him.
See, Austin Gale disagrees with you. I had him on last time. He thinks Newsome doesn't fit the scheme, but he likes him. So I'm interested.
He's like a prototypical cover 3 guy. Like that's his strength. So I think that like with his length and size too, he's like what Bradley has had in the past.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he ran that 4.38 at his pro day. I think that pretty much locked him into the first round somewhere. But I don't disagree with you here. If it was between the two, I'd go Paye. So
you want to take Paye? Let's take Paye.
Let's go Paye. Yeah, I think that the corners in round 2 and 3 are good.
Well, and look, if we take Paye here, you say that with the defensive line already. I think they're still going to be kicking Cleveland Farrell into defensive tackle.
So I don't think you can. I don't think you can ever have enough.
Like, no, and so you could have a third down package of Paye, Yannick. I mean, even Crosby, and Crosby is rotational, and then maybe Paye's not far along right away. You have Crosby do it first, whatever, that's fine. And then you have maybe a Mo Hurst, whoever else out of Quentin Jefferson, all those guys.
David Irving too.
David Irving. There's a lot of guys there. Yeah. That third down package becomes pretty cool with a lot more speed, and then Furrow can just bulk up and just power rush the way he's good at. And let's go Paye. Kwity Paye. Welcome to the Raiders. All right.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like this, dude. I'm thinking we were just talking about it. You get guys that are good football players, and you sit them for a while. He doesn't have to come in and play every snap.
Here we go, dude. Look at these tackles, man. Look, we're this is so easy. Look at these tackles right here.
You know my pick.
We're gonna give you your pick, and it's Walker Little. I actually like Dylan Radins too, though. It's worth
the conversation.
I've
been a big Walker Little guy.
I like Walker Little guy. Walker Little's a freak athlete. The injuries are kind of scary. I like Dylan Radins. The funny thing about before I make the pick here, the funny thing about the tackles is I will say the one thing that gives me a little bit of calms my nerves a little bit about the 17th pick is if they do get a tackle, I at least know that there's like 7 or 8 guys that I'm like, fine. You know what I mean? Like fine, if you take that guy. Because some classes you're like, even last year with Ruggs, where I was like, I don't really want to go Ruggs at 12, but they did. But there's like 7 or 8 tackles where I'd be like, yeah, I'm down. But
exactly.
So how about this? Let's look at our trade, though. Let's look at our trade. We have trade offers, so it wouldn't be fair if we didn't look at the trade offers. Miami wants us to trade back 50, 2 spots back.
Yeah.
They want to get up and get something. So let's see if I can steal.
They get 156.
I think we'll get. Let's just take 156 from them. Let's see if that'll work for pick 48. I take that all day.
Yeah, I bet it's one of those ones they won't take.
Trade accepted.
Okay,
trade
cool.
accepted. We're winning.
That's one more pick. Yeah.
And now we still have the same guys on the board that we wanted.
Yeah,
our guys are there.
Then you go Walker Little. So
let's do it. Walker Little. So we have Kwity Paye and Walker Little. I'd be juiced. Like, honestly, like I'd be like, this is a really good draft so far. Oh, my guy's there. Jamar Johnson at pick 79. That's pretty
we
good.
have back-to-back here, though.
We do. We have back-to-back. So, I mean, to me, if you asked me what I would do, I actually love Kendrick Green, but I think he's going to fall a little bit more. I think
Johnson and Davis, or
that's where I'm leaning. That's what
I've been doing in most of mine, because you get your guy that can be a free safety, hopefully, and then the Raiders' actual linebacker depth is not very good. Yeah. They have good starters, and then Davis gets sit a year behind Morrow, who's back on a 1-year deal, right?
And injuries happen. I mean, like the guy plays a little special teams. Like it's worth it. I mean, look, who does the linebacker that we drafted last year in the 3rd round? Tanner Muse. Or Jamin Davis, yeah.
And then we still went and traded for McMillan, who didn't even play.
That was a personnel, just a whirlwind of personnel failure there. But so we'll go Johnson. I think you and I, we're set on that. Johnson and Davis. I'm not looking to trade back from those. I like having back-to-back picks. So we got 121, 156, 162, 167. I like that. Kendrick Green's still there. Tay Gowan's really good, I think. Milton Williams, God, all my guys are there. What do you think?
Yeah. I like Milton Williams. Go scroll down a little bit for me.
Christensen.
I was gonna say I might feel inclined to double dip on the tackles, but in this case I wouldn't.
I kind of like. You could sell me on that too, honestly, because
it's something that I think the Raiders might even end up doing. Like you have Miller, obviously. And then you have Brandon Parker, and then they took Walker Little. But with the injury concerns with Walker Little, and Miller played banged up all year last year. He didn't miss much time, but like having a guy like Christensen, who at BYU did play both, and then he has the ability to do so in the league, would be like your swing tackle guy.
Yeah,
he'd be an upgrade over Parker in my opinion. So it's not like something that I would totally rule out. But in the case for this mock, I think going up top again with like Kendrick Green at guard would probably be the move. So.
I like Kendrick Green because they're projecting him as I've seen a lot of people projecting him as a center. So I do like it because I'm still not buying the Andre James thing. You can't, until I see it, I can't buy it. I'm sorry. So I like the fact that you could have that guard center versatility with Kendrick Green. I'm with you there. It's between him and Milton Williams, but I would lean Green here personally.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I would do too.
Let's take him. Kendrick Green.
It's funny. This looks exactly like 90% of my mocks.
I know. I end up taking the same guys all the time.
I've been going Newsome.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. We have some trade back options here. I don't really care about trades at this part of the draft, honestly. Like,
this is when the Raiders always make some random trade up.
Yeah, up to grab some guy nobody cared about. Yeah.
They remember they traded up and got John Simpson, and then they traded up and got Connor Cook.
Milton Williams still there, man.
Yeah, Milton Williams at tackle.
Defensive tackle. Yeah.
I could see a defensive tackle or wide receiver would be the only two I could see here. So let's go with Milton Williams because they, then you address all levels of your defense.
And we pick at 162. So we're right back on the clock after that. So let's go. Let's go.
And Milton Williams he's underrated in this class. Like it's like one of those small school guys that isn't necessarily up there with the big name guys. Like I think Marvin Williams has dropped crazy, right?
Oh, Marvin Wilson. Marvin Wilson.
Yeah.
And we had a horrible pro day.
Yeah. And like I was going to say, Milton Williams is a better player.
Yeah, Milton Williams, it's an inconsistency thing for him, like, and it's a competition thing. Like if you watch some plays, you look like he's like just moving people out of the way. You're like, damn, dude, this guy is a monster.
And at this point, this is when you take those guys, not in round 2.
Yeah, his measurables, like if you ever see those guys like Marcus Mosher and guys, they'll do like those percentile like graphs for pro day, like where they're like, this guy's in that echelon. Like this dude's in there pro day numbers with Aaron Donald. So I'm always going to give that a shot late in the draft if you're athletic. I said this on the last podcast too. I think I took Milton Williams Williams there too. But like,
yeah,
if you're that athletic, I have to at least see it late in the draft.
Right. And this is like a Reggie McKenzie 2nd round pick. Instead, we're in round 5.
Round 5, which he probably will be a 3rd round pick. I think Milton Williams will probably end up being like a 3rd round pick by somebody.
Yeah, I think everybody we've taken so far is like would be taken maybe 20 to 30 picks higher than we're getting them, you know? So that's why I always like to tell people, like when they're doing these, it's always fun to think about. And then like when you get to draft day, it's like, okay, everybody I had in my mock went in rounds 1 and 2. Like, you know?
Yeah, which is weird because last year, who was the guy that the Rams took the safety in the 3rd round? Was it Burgess?
Oh, Burgess, yeah.
So I loved him. And it was funny because I was taking him in like the 2nd round of my mocks on that. And then he ended up going in the 3rd, which is like not usually the case. So there you could have that, which
we didn't need him. We got Tanner Muse, you know. So
yeah, I refuse to believe that Benjamin St. Juice is going to be here in the 5th round, dude.
That's
sorry.
What I was gonna say.
I'm not even going to take him. I'm not even going to take him. Like we can't. It's just not. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Tate Gowan's probably not going to be there.
No. I was thinking it'd be fun to get a little wide receiver here. Who do you like out of Josh Palmer, Kay Johnson, or Jalen Darden? Maybe even Jamie and Sherwood. I honestly haven't watched Jamie and Sherwood, so I don't.
Yeah, Darden is probably not somebody I would pick. Just I've been like reading a lot of bad things about him. He's not very big and he didn't run a very good like 40. So it's like I don't really put too much stock into the 40 times, but if you're like a small shifty guy and you're not fast, it's like I don't really, you know, there's no need we don't need another small wide receiver. That's my thing. Like we have plenty of those.
Oh, sure.
So scroll down a little bit for me. That's where I'm going.
Tommy Trimble, tight end. Let's go. He's good. He's gonna be good. Watch out.
Yeah, that's the Raiders. So we are. This is where I'm going on this one. Deontay Smith.
Where's he at? Is he up here? Deontay Smith?
No, he's down.
Deontay Smith. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's trade back then if we're gonna do that because we do have an option here. Let's get some value out of this. Oh, maybe not. Okay, yeah. Colts. So Colts can get us to 165. That's solid. Let's trade back. So we 165. Let's just take 206 from them, and then see if maybe they'll give us that. And we're at 162 right now, so we're gonna give them that, and we got it. Okay, might as well because our guy's still gonna be there probably. Deontay Smith, we took him. So
yeah, he's an athletic crazy, and it'd be cool to have him where you don't have to start him right away, you know.
Or even if he can play a guard. I mean, he might end up being. Some of these guys end up switching positions out of college if they don't have to start right away. Okay, so we are at 167. This is the pick we just got from Seattle here. This is the Gabe Jackson. This is the Gabe Jackson pick, actually. I think.
Yeah, maybe now I would go like Kay Johnson or Palmer.
Yeah, Josh Palmer.
Can you just get wide receivers up? Like just what's left at wide receiver?
Yeah, I don't see how to sort here.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, filter positions. Okay, wide receiver. Yeah, Powell. I love this Fahoku guy. He can't catch for shit, but he's so strong and fast.
I like
KJ Stefferson. KJ Stefferson's actually a camp invite guy that I hope the Raiders end up getting. But yeah, I think it's either Kay Johnson or Palmer here. I don't see.
Yeah, I would probably just go with Kay Johnson personally.
Let's go Kay Johnson. That sounds good. So we are going to pick 200 here. And
now it's tight end territory.
I think so too. KJ Stefferson, there he is.
Honestly, I've been hearing some pretty good things about Tariq Thompson at safety. I wouldn't mind double dipping there either.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Safety guy. Well, I love taking safeties in the 6th round because you just go special teams immediately.
Yeah,
special teams. Yeah, that's when you take special teams guys, not in the 3rd fucking round when you. Yeah, no. Anyway.
We don't have a special team war daddy. We need one.
Still the weirdest way to phrase that too. You couldn't have not sold me on a worse way. Like just like, hey, don't worry about it. He's a special teams war daddy. You're like, that sounds worse. I don't.
Yeah, honestly, now I hope they cut him.
Yeah, what is he wearing? What is he wearing? Leather, like dodgeball, like in the movie Dodgeball and shit, where they get the leather uniforms.
Comes out, leads the team out of the tunnel with a dildo strapped to his back.
Getting Marilyn Manson video, and but let's see. I don't. Hey, this is all you. Hey, Mike, this is your pick.
Yeah. Okay, so we just took a safety, or else I would take the Cincinnati safety. I've heard things about him.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. We're going to take Patrick Jones 2.
Patrick Jones 2. Sure, let's do it. Edge, Pittsburgh. Never heard of him. I'll say that much. I never even heard of him. But
he's like a guy that had a pretty good college career, but like he doesn't have like the measurables to like that excites people. So you see him fall. He was in the 3rd round in mocks like a month ago.
Oh, we got an A for Kwity Paye. I love that.
Yeah, we're gonna have some bad grades. Like, okay, like these are the ones that always make me laugh. Like Johnson and Davis right there I would be so ecstatic by the Raiders there. C plus, you know, they don't value those guys on this website that much for some reason. But like walk that trade, you know, B- because we probably, you know, because we just got a 3rd there. I mean, a 4th rounder there, but
even though we took the tackle that we were going to take.
Yeah, Walker. And you got an extra pick to move down 2 spots is how I look at it. And then
that extra pick was Milton Williams. So it's like, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
And they always grade you like pretty low, like when you draft somebody at the same position you already have. So like Davis there, Smith down there.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't kill us too bad. We got B plus.
B plus. Yeah.
Yeah. The
only way you get A's on these are if you like always take the highest guy.
Yeah. Just BPA it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad. Yeah. That's not bad. I'll
if they got Kwity Paye there, I would be ecstatic. It's what it is like, it's for me, I'm just over like, okay, we need this. We need that. It just get good players, man. Like, it's like, it doesn't matter what.
I'm going to make a shirt. I'm going to make a fucking shirt, dude. I'm telling you, I'm going to make a shirt.
Like, here's my thing, dude. I don't think Farrell's getting a 2nd contract.
That's too early. I don't know. That's too early. I think if he has one big season, he gets it.
Let me rephrase. Don't pass on Kwity Paye because you have Cleveland Farrell.
Oh no, that nobody. There's on there. Tight end 1. Tight end 1 is the only position that is just solidified on the Raiders, and Derek Carr. But even then, if Justin Fields is there at 17, I abandon everything and take Justin Fields.
Well, that's kind of how I feel about every single position on the team. So like, if you're sitting at 17 and Jamar Chase comes rolling through, run to the podium.
Come on down.
At 17 and Kyle Pitts is there, you still have so I got tight end 1B.
JC Horn. I have
there's not a position on the roster right now that I would not take in the draft. Now, positional value matters. So if you get to pick 17 and you have Jamar Chase on the board and Micah Parsons, I'd still go Chase personally, but because Parsons is the bigger need, I might lean that way.
I think you could go either way.
Hondo had an article the other day. He said, "Yeah, you could." I'm really enamored by Parsons. You know, well, yeah, duh.
Yeah, I think this report comes in. Raiders think Micah Parsons is good. You're like, oh man,
well, thank God. I'm glad that they're watching football. You know,
Raiders think that consensus top linebacker is good. But yeah,
I will say this. Like, if it comes down to like you're choosing between Micah Parsons and Tevin Jenkins, who are you choosing?
Parsons.
Exactly. This is just going to be crazy, man, because you're looking at a first 5 picks is probably going to be 4 quarterbacks, maybe 5, depending on trades.
It could be 5.
Then, I was doing it the other day on paper, and I'm not going to count right now because I don't have it in front of me, but it's pretty much locks to go top 10 or top 15. You have 5 quarterbacks. I'm not going to name them, but 5. Then you have Chase, then maybe Waddle. Devontae Smith. Those 3 guys everybody's saying are going to go top 50, but just for this scenario, say they do. So that's 8 offensive players. Then you have Sewell 9, Slater 10. So that's 10 already.
Yeah.
Then you say, okay, JC Horn, it's 11.
Surtain
12. Then you're looking at okay, so we're coming up on Arizona-ish. Then you're looking at maybe Newsome going to Arizona.
And there's going to be one weird one. There's going to be one where you're like, what the hell? Yeah, Newsome.
My guess is Newsome to Arizona. That's my weird one that will happen.
I think it could be OA too. I think somebody's going to go crazy and take OA way too early.
I mean, so there is a significant chance that Micah Parsons is there at 17, in my opinion.
I'm telling you, dude, I've been beating that drum on this show, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, there's a lot of scenarios. You're going to get a choice between him and Paye. One of those guys is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
People because right now, from the sounds of the media and everything, there's 25 top 15 picks right now.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to go top 15. And then, like, what if, like, somebody falls in love with, like, Rashad Bateman?
That's what
like,
I'm saying. It's going to be that weird.
Oh, I didn't even mention Pitts.
Yeah,
so, like,
Pitts.
you're looking at, like, so you're looking at, like, Kwity Paye and Micah Parsons possibly being there. Yeah. Then, like, say a team likes Paye and they take him, then, okay, now Surtain might be there. So, like, there's going to be a good player available. So get ready to get your heart broken because the Raiders will take Walker Little at 17. Like, it's just going to happen.
Sam Cosme. Yeah.
I mean, like, Walker Little at 17 would not be that's why I'm sad all the time.
I think
Walker Little would not be the worst Raiders pick at 17. Like, that is not a bad, like, comparative to, like, what we've had to deal with our whole lives.
Like, Jalen Phillips too. I could see Gus Bradley being like, I don't give a shit about the concussions. Please get me this guy.
That's the guy that I think somebody's going to take in, like, the top 10 and surprise him.
Fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like, okay, Arizona, they've been weird, man. Like, people, like, love their offseason, but, like, signing, like, an old JJ Watt, signing, like, an old AJ Green, trading for Hudson and giving him a shit ton of money. Like, those are all old players. Like, they're the team that I could see just taking, like, Najee Harris at 16.
Something.
I mean, well, they have Edmonds, but, like, they don't have Drake anymore. So, I mean, they legit, like, might take a running back at 16.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of weird things that'll happen. We talked about it. I don't think we should trade, like, unless we trade back.
So, no, back for sure. There's nothing in the draft where I'd be like, I need to give up 2 picks to get this one guy. If it's not a quarterback, which it's not going to be. I don't see Gruden just being like, this is the year I trade up for a quarter. I don't see that.
He's just been so weird about his quarterback stuff. Like, they've had the assets to go get a quarterback. Like, obviously
they don't want one. They like Carr.
I talk crap about Carr and, like, everybody hates me because of it, but, like, whatever. He's a grown ass millionaire. He can deal with some dude named Fat Malin. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think he cares. Like, like, there's people in my mentions all the time. I'm like, wow, do you care more than Derek Carr does? Like, I don't think he cares about this.
He
like,
might, but
go chug a beer and shut the fuck up.
There you go. Chug it.
No, I said, I'm thinking, like, if he was gonna trade for a quarterback, it was gonna happen in the past 2 seasons when they had all the assets to get whatever quarterback they wanted.
Yeah.
Like, exactly. They're not going to do it now.
They had 3 first round picks in 2019. They could have gotten Kyler Murray, I think. I think they could have. I mean, like, if Arizona wanted out of the pick, the Raiders had the ammo to do it if they wanted Kyler Murray. They don't. I don't think John Gruden wants to go get a young quarterback. It's just, I don't see it.
I do think, like, okay, like, as far as, like, the rumor, this is totally off the rails for a draft show that we're doing, but as far as, like, the QB rumors go, since Gruden's been there, every year the Raiders are linked to every single quarterback available. Whether it's Fitzpatrick in free agency, whether it's, Brady. I do think the Brady ones were true.
I think they were interested.
Price.
Yeah.
I don't think that they were ever going to get Tom Brady. I don't think that, like, it was, like, a thing that was going to be like a sure thing, but, like, I think that they were interested and they kicked tires. And I think probably both people, like, the Raiders were like, it's too expensive. And Brady was like, I want to win right now.
Yeah.
So, but I do think that one was true. I think, like, every little draft rumor where they're like, the Raiders are going to give up their whole draft to go get Kyler Murray, I don't think was 100% true.
Dwayne Haskins too. There was that. I remember.
Yeah, he loved Haskins so much that he didn't even sign him when he was a free agent, like, for free. Like, Haskins was basically free last year.
Yeah, he gave Peterman money after seeing Haskins. He's like, yeah, Peterman, there you go.
Yeah.
but exactly. I think you're right. Again, don't pass on blue chip. Identify your blue chip guys, right? Find 5 or 6 blue chip guys where it's like, look, we don't expect these guys to be there, but if they are, fuck the rest of our plans. Get this guy. I have no problem with that because you find the best players in the draft. So at 17, it's happened before. You've seen guys. Look at the year the Raiders took DJ Hayden. I'm pretty sure DeAndre Hopkins went later. Like, there's definitely guys that slip that are good. You have to be. The Baltimore Ravens have been making a killing doing that in the draft, where that one guy falls to fucking pick 28, and you're like, oh wow, they got the second best pass rusher in the draft at 28. Like, damn.
They do it every year, and they don't take a position of need necessarily. They always go with, like, the best player available, and they do it in free agency and in trades too. Here's a 5th round pick for Calais Campbell. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. I want my organization to be run like that.
The Buccaneers. I was listening to an interview with Jason Light, and he was saying, all my draft my board is set on 2 to 3 year guys. Like I don't draft my guy to be successful year one. My board is skewed to where I think this player is in 3 years, not where they are right now. So I always thought that was it.
He's done a relatively good job, but I will never forget him taking Aguayu in the second.
A classic. Yeah. Al Davis. Right there, Al Davis is right there. Yeah.
The fact that and it's weird because like I think like teams get jaded by like a past like the Bears have been looking for a kicker for like 5 years ever since losing a playoff game on a missed field goal.
Cody Parkey.
So it's just one of those things that like it's like kickers are not important until you need that game. Like people are always like, oh, punters aren't that important. Like until you have a punter, like who's the jackass we had that
Johnny Townsend. Johnny Townsend.
Yeah, dude. Like until you have Johnny Townsend, the one time that he punted and it came blowing back and it went like 1 yard.
His brother was
then you're like, okay,
shanking him. His brother's shanking him too. Yeah, it's like
then all of a sudden I'd be ready to spend like a fourth on a punter because I think Johnny Townsend was a fourth or a fifth.
No, he was. I think he was a 4th round pick. It was ridiculous.
But I remember like the Raiders needed a punter, and it was like they pigeonholed themselves into like needing a punter, and like 4 punters went before 10, like right before him, like pick. Yeah, you still like, it was like all the punters went like back to back.
Michael Dixon, yeah. I remember
that's the Seahawks guy.
Yeah, the one who does that like crazy Aussie style. Yeah. That's who they wanted. I mean, that's
could have just kept Marquette King, who like was pretty good punter, but
I can't say you can't say they got rid of him too soon. I mean, where the fuck is he at right now?
Yeah, true. He played. He had that contract in like Denver, and they got cut like 1 week later.
Yeah, he had a hernia, and then they were like, "Actually, you're never gonna punt again." He's like, I guess I'll make a video. Yeah, and but yeah, I think that's good. You got anything else, man?
No, man. I think like we'll have to definitely have like either a live show or a reaction show.
If I'm off working time, my work schedule is weird. If I'm off working time, I'm gonna find a way to stream from the YouTube channel, at least up until the Raiders pick. Like after the Raiders pick, I'm probably gonna like spend the whole time talking about the Raiders pick to where I don't care about the rest of the first round.
Yeah, we could do we could tune in at like pick 10. Yeah, and then be like recap the first 10 picks, and then do like
up till 17.
This is what we think about Samuel Cosme at 17. So,
because if the Raiders break my fucking heart at 17, I'm not gonna care who the fucking Steelers pick. I'm sorry, like I'm
going to expect them to break my heart. So if they do something good, it's gonna be an amazing night. But like I'm gonna expect it to be bad. Like,
Richie Grant at 17 is my disaster scenario. I'm sorry, I know he's not.
But honestly, again, like if they took Richie Grant at 17. Like the fact that that's not the worst pick in the top, like the Raiders have had in the first round is crazy to me. Like we are so used to disaster that like nothing will surprise me. Like I think mine is if they took like a wide receiver that like isn't one of the top 3 guys. Like if they took like Bateman, like I'd be like
I would probably actually be up kind of. I like Rashad Bateman, so
so do I. But like I don't see like why. I don't know. But we'll see, man. I know we'll be disappointed, but we'll see how.
Yeah, you never know. Every like a few years they get it. I think like every once in a while you're like that all the work is done for them, and then they actually take the fucking guy you should take.
Well, it's always when someone falls in their lap.
That's like what I mean. That's why I'm hoping it's Micah Parsons, where it's like you just cannot pass on that. Like you just cannot.
Well, that's how I felt with Derwin. That's how I felt with Derwin. And they ended up actually hitting on that one, which is Miller was probably the. Like as far as draft day reactions go, it was probably was the worst one.
No, because La Canfora teased it. I remember.
All right. So it'll get leaked to us like 5 minutes before the draft, like it does every year. Like everybody knew Ruggs was going to be the pick at 12 by time the pick came. Then it was Miller. Everybody knew that. Like we'll know by time the pick comes, we'll know who it is. So
I'm gonna try my fucking best to not leak. I like hearing when Goodell says it. I don't like seeing it on Twitter. It's not fun.
Like 4 picks prior and shit.
I would. Come on, I like the way the NBA found a way to kind of get that drawn up.
It's always the same like 4 beat writer guys too. So as long as, but then the fans talk about it. So it's like pretty much I think maybe just stay off of it for the draft.
Like, that's why I want to stream. That's why I want to stream because I don't want to. Yeah, I want to watch it. Well, I got to figure out the way because I'm fucking old and not tech savvy with this shit. So I have to figure out a way we can do it. But
that's why I always want other people's like I'm like I don't want to make a pod. I cannot do.
Yeah, no.
I tried to do it. Me and Chris did it for a couple of weeks, and then I'm like, dude, it took me like 5 hours to edit it because I'm so slow. I'm like, no, dude, I can't do that.
It does. I went to school partly to fucking do audio and stuff, and I still fucking it sucks. But yeah, we'll do something like that for sure. We'll get that figured out, and yeah, that's it for us. He's at Fattest Malin, Matt Fallon on Twitter. I'm at Glen Rockney. Got more stuff coming up soon. Got more guests coming on soon. It's gonna be fun. The draft is kind of like my off-season Super Bowl, so got a lot of stuff leading up to it. So,
all right, brother.
All right, guys, have a good one.